In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 strategies to being a successful construction project manager. You're going to love this content. I'm going to leave you with some references, and I'm really hoping that you get a lot out of this so that you don't get stuck into non-value added work. I'm going to talk to you about what will happen if you don't focus on these key concepts. What the greatest asset is for a project manager and how you can leverage that relationship. The key behaviors that every PM should know, understand, and master. And what the rallying cry is for a PM. What is the main focus of a PM? That if they focus on that, they'll be highly successful. So that's what we're doing. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what a PM is and what a PM does in order to be highly successful as a construction project manager. So I think we all know that being a project manager in construction is really about leading the team. The title really couldn't be any better. The project and there's a manager. And you put that together, project manager. So what does a project manager do? They manage the entire project. I will say a couple things. They also manage if they're brought in at that point, the procurement of that project site or the sales and acquisition, meaning they went and interviewed and were a part of the proposal and winning that project. They're part of the design and pre-construction phase, the construction phase, and the closeout and warranty phase, which thank God for project managers because who wants to do that? But really, it's just from all the way from the start to the finish. Superintendents may be brought in, hopefully, halfway through the pre-construction effort, and they may leave at the end of the job. But the PM owns this project from the beginning to the end. And so this project manager really is the orchestrator of the entire project. Why do I say this? You're like, Jay Money, I totally already knew this. Why are you talking to me right now? Because I think we've lost a little bit of this in the industry. I think people have started to think, oh, as a project manager, I do office work, I do paperwork, or I answer emails. And they don't see the grand vision of what a project manager can actually be. And in fact, let me tell you something that's super real. I don't mean this flippantly. I'm not saying this, passing by. I'm not saying this lightly. I swear, a lot of PMs in our industry today have become professional email answerers. I don't even know, the practice is ugly and the word describing it's ugly. We can't have this happen. I literally go to project sites and the PM is disengaged, not leading, abdicating his responsibilities, and literally stuck behind a computer, even during meetings. This ought not to be. We cannot head down this road. So let's anchor back to what a project manager always was and always should be. So first and foremost, I love the concept of PMs and superintendents being equal. If your company doesn't particularly believe that, I leave that to you. I'm just telling you the pattern that I believe we should anchor back to is that a PM and a superintendent are equal positions where their combined efforts are more together than if they were separate and individual and focusing on individual outcomes, right? Superintendent, PM, they got to be close, they got to be tight, they have to be working together so that, again, the sum of their efforts together are much more than any of them could have produced individually and added together, right? Has to be a dynamic relationship. That's why when I go to projects, if they're not getting along, first thing, hey, you two, love you. You're going to lunch every week. Oh, well, we can take some. Nope, you're not covering work. Go get to know each other. Build that relationship. You two are key to this project's success. So first and foremost, as a project manager, we gotta win over that superintendent. If you've got and this goes for business owners, supervisors, anyone, you got a PM and a super not getting along, nothing else matters until we get that fixed. It's like Stephen Covey said. He said, if the oxygen was sucked out of the room, what would you do? I'd run people over and get to where I could breathe again, right? Nothing's more important until that problem is fixed. Same thing with PMs and supers. Nothing else is more important until that problem is fixed. So PMs, first and foremost, win over that superintendent, give to that superintendent, help that superintendent, have influence with that superintendent, and then everything else will flow from there. The other thing that I think is super cool are the 5 key behaviors of a leader. Like, this is like project management 101. And if you mix this also with one of the other videos, the step-by-step guide on how to run a construction project, man, you've got like a killer formula for success. So let's go over these 5 first and foremost. Number 1, project managers build the team. What happens after building the team only matters if you have a good team. Because however good your team is how good you'll execute the project. So yes, the PM is going to assemble that team and help win that project. Yes, that project manager is going to work in design and pre-construction. Yes, that PM is going to supervise that project during the actual construction phase. But the first step in all of it is to build that team. So go get that team, recruit that team, onboard that team, and build that team. Here are some references for you. First, the 5 behaviors is written in a book called The Motive by Patrick Lencioni. Building the team, that's going to happen in a book called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team and a book called The Wisdom of Teams. These 2 references will really get you by. Every PM should read all of Patrick Lencioni's books, in my opinion. Literally, if somebody said, I want a series of books that tie into how to be a PM and really do a killer job, those books, that series is what they would have come up with. So all of Patrick Lencioni's books from the Table Group. Okay, so first thing, build a team. Number 2 is you're going to have hard conversations. Some people think they're like, I'm going to go, once I'm a PM, I'll be able to sit in my cushy office and boss people around. No, you're not. The higher you get in the organizational structure, the harder the things get. Meaning, as a PM, now you get to have that hard conversation. You get to go have that discussion. You get to go terminate that employee. You get to go do those hard things. And so you don't have to say the thing hard, but you do have to have the hard conversations. And so great PMs will build that team and have those hard conversations, because you ain't going to build that team unless you're able to have those hard conversations and do those hard things. Number 3, and this is huge, leaders, PMs, manage, coach, and mentor their direct reports. That means whether you think they want it or not, whether you think they need it or not, whether they asked for it or not, whether somebody told you to do it or not, it is your job to manage, yes, I said that, mentor and coach your direct reports. Everybody wants to be managed. Everybody wants to be mentored. Everybody wants to be coached, even if they don't think they do. The worst thing you can do with an employee is leave them alone and just trust them to get it done. We don't do that. We connect, we mentor, we support, we train, we purchase training for, and we build up our people. That's it. We are builders of people who build things. Let me just say that again for PMs. We are builders of people. Oh, not we. I'm not currently a project manager. I'm not that cool. You're cool. I'm not cool. Project managers build people that build things. Okay? So once you've built the team, you're having hard conversations, and you're managing, mentoring, and you're coaching direct reports, the 4th thing is remarkable meetings. There's a book, Death by Meeting, and also another video on this YouTube channel that we can link you to that really does a good job of explaining how to run remarkable meetings. But a good PM, no dumb meetings. No garbage meetings. Every meeting, from the strategic planning and procurement meeting to the trade partner weekly tactical to the foreman huddle to the actual worker huddle, the crew preparation huddle, your OAC meeting, your team meeting, they should all be focused, interesting, and there should be conflict, meaning that there's actually something you're getting done, and they should be somewhat entertaining, and people should want to go to them, because that's where you really bring those teams together. I used to say as a project director, if I can get the team in a meeting, I got them. There's nothing I can't do after that. As long as I can get them all together, I can shape the culture, I can shape behaviors, I can build the team, I can build trust. We can craft a plan together, we can weigh in, we can buy in, we can solve problems. But until we get that team in a room in good meetings, we can't do any of that. It's siloed chaos. And number 5, scale communication. So the PM makes sure to drive communication. Clarity on what we're doing, why we're doing it. What does the customer want? When are we supposed to be finished? How are we going to get there? Over and over and over again. If something needs to be said, the PM and then secondarily the superintendent say it. And I love the metric, people don't start to listen until you've said it 7 times. Until you've said it 7 times, people are not going to retain it. So as soon as you think you've started good communication, Keep pushing. There's more to go. All right, so I got a question for you, and this is for you. How are you going to get the other videos that talk about meetings and teaming and all this cool content if you don't hit subscribe? What's holding you back? All you got to do is move the mouse and click the button. I know you want to. Almost. Okay, I see it. Thank you. Awesome. Hit subscribe. We got more videos for you specific for your role. All right, now back on content. So once you really adopt those 5 key behaviors, I've got some warnings for you. Things that you should look out for if you really want to be effective. First and foremost, stay away from emails as much as you can and back-to-back meetings. Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, Jay Money, I just subscribed to your channel and now I'm going to unsubscribe. No, don't unsubscribe yet. What I mean is this. Yes, you need emails every now and then. Yes, you need emails for documentation. Yes, you need emails for certain CYA situations. Yes, you need emails for clear instruction. But you don't need emails for everything. And I bet you could cut out at least half of your email traffic. If you can cover it in a meeting, a phone call, a text, or in person, and you don't have to send an email, do it. If you wouldn't send a letter, like an actual handwritten, hand-typed, or typed printed letter to a person and wait for the delivery of it, then don't send it in an email, right? So emails are one of the single biggest wastes of time that you could possibly ever get into. Please don't become one of those email warriors and waste all of your time. Second, back-to-back meetings. As a PM, you're in the office a lot. You're doing a lot of work. You're prepping for the team. Love it, got it. Do not get backed into back-to-back meetings. If you do, all of your assignments will be pushed to the end of the day, and it will take you twice or 3 times as long to remember what in the world you were supposed to do, and you will waste time and you'll be stuck at the office. So give yourself a buffer, prepare the meeting, do the meeting, and then have a buffer at the end of the meeting to really finish it up and finish these things in one piece flow. And lastly, I just want to say, don't handcuff yourself with budgets. We got to have budgets. We've got to have control of our finances. But you know what most budgets are? They're a wild cuss word guess. And so really, in most instances, it's the amount of money that we're allowed to spend before getting further permission. Don't let your team fail because you're so freaked out about a budget. I love the thought that a project manager's main job is to get people what they need. So why do you write contracts? So that we have the resources and the people to build it. Get people what they need. Why are you in charge of procurement? So that we can get the materials that we need. Why are you in charge of RFI? So we can get the information that we need. Every one of your tasks as a PM is to get people what they need. Please don't handcuff yourself and only get people what they need based on a budget. If they need it, get it. A project manager needs to know this phrase, this question really well. And this is not insulting at all. What do you need? Refer to the field engineer. What do you need? Superintendent. What do you need? Trade partner. What do you need? And that project manager, the main role is to get people what they need, right? And get people what they need to do something specific. And this is my main message. A PM's secret superpower is to read the owner's mind, to be a psychic, to have telepathic powers. You have secret superpowers that you use to know what the customer wants, how they want it, when they want it, and in what manner they want it. And it's your job to orchestrate the project to get them what they need. And in order to get the owner what they need, you got to get the people doing it what they need. That's your job, to create that value stream, that flow, and that end product. And so I think you're going to love this other video on the step-by-step process on how to run a successful construction project. I've had a good time. Please like and subscribe so you can get this other content. On we go.